Alright, so I'll start here in anarip and kind of give you guys the idea of what's going on. So just put blue guy. I should have mirrored him if I wanted him to be facing this way, but I didn't feel like creating a new graphic to mirror him. So what I'll do is I put it on a white background first. Right, boom. And I'll just go ahead and print them. And of course I gotta save my print. No, I don't want to. Alright, so I will go show you what the print looks like in there, so give me 1 second. Alright, so this is the transfer paper here. It's very plasticky, but kind of sticks fairly well. I was having the, I was taping it, but I don't think I need to tape it right now. There's a side to print on, and then there's a side not to print on. I found that out the hard way. If you print on the wrong side, the ink pulls up like this. So you got to find the right side. One of them's kind of tacky, but this stuff was kind of deceptively or deceptively smooth on both sides. But here we go. So we'll set it and have it print, and go in. It'll do what it does. So we're printing the color first, and then we will come by and go back to anarip and print the white underbase only. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let this print just so you can see that it stuck to the paper properly, and make sure that it did stick to the paper and I didn't print on the wrong side. I have a tendency to do that. There we go. Alright, so there's our little guy. Alright, so, alright. I'll be right back. Alright, back into anarip. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to change the shirt color. Go to my white ink. Enable white underbase. Take off content based. And print underbase only. Okay? I come down here. Print. It's going to ask me if I want to save my design. No. Okay. Good enough. Alright, so now we'll run back to the printer. Alright, so earlier when I said you don't have to tape the paper, you should, because if you move it, this next process screws up, and I caught that before I moved it. So this guy wouldn't work because I accidentally moved the paper, and when the paper moves, obviously the white won't print directly over it, so I had to print a new guy. So here we go here, and we're going to hit set. I got the white, just the white underbase printing, so he'll go in there and he'll do what he does, and he'll come out, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, and there we go. So we did our white underbase on there just like that. Alright, and so the way we put the powder on is really simple. This is the powder here. This is 1 pound of it, and it surprisingly, it's a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna have my son hold this right like that so you can see everything there. We're not pointing up at the ceiling, we're down here at this stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna come through, I'll take our tape off. This side came off. Tape's off. Alright. So you take your powder, and there's, Deacon, right where I put it, please. Alright. I'm sure there's a more elegant way to do this, but so we just sprinkle. You can put kind of as much as you want on here, because you'll end up putting it back in. So you can do it that way, you can do it the other way, it doesn't matter. And can you see in the picture? Here. Aim it down so you can see. Back up a little. Just stop. Right there, that's good. Alright, you can see that I just kind of move the powder over it like that. And back this way. And once it's on there, it's on there. So take your extra, point it up here so we can see that. Drop your extra, your empties, and back in there, and I kind of get it everywhere because I'm an idiot, but whatever. Right,
you are.
And there's that. Now I probably could have used less white underbase. I probably should have, but you know, this is just real quick. I'm throwing it together. So this is what we will take over to our heat press, and we'll press it. Okay, so let's take it over to the heat press. All right, here we are at the heat press. I got us at 335 for 130 seconds. We bring it down just so that we're hovering. I should probably watch this instead of watching my phone. There we go. All right, so you can see through there. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a minute and a half, or a minute. Okay, so after 2 minutes, not a minute, 120 seconds, 2 minutes, we kind of let it cook and it kind of crystallizes into that. So it's no longer a powder form, it's now kind of plasticky and rubbery. We can, at this point, once you let it cool off, you can either store these, and they're basically kind of like stickers, right? You'd store them, keep them dry, keep them cool, use them when you need to, sell them to people, whatever you need to do. Or you can do what we're about to do, which is put it on something, right? So let's put it, here's that poly shirt that we were working on. And so we'll put our little blue guy like that. All right, there we go. No pre-treatment, obviously. And these are just regular Rico Ri1000 inks. Didn't do anything, so I'm gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to make sure I get a press on that. All right, and of course, oops, a Teflon or whatever press sheet you use. All right, so put that on top. We're gonna close this, and we're gonna do it for 15 seconds. So we hit close, and I think you guys can sit here and wait the 15 seconds with me. Have to excuse the dustiness of this. It's disgusting, but it is what it is. All right. There. We pop it up. We clear our sheet. Now, what I have found best is if we let this cool first. All right, so I'll wave it in the air, cool it down. We don't want it to be really hot when we go to peel this off. So let me take it over here. All right, so take it over here, let it cool off. It should be relatively cool to the touch. It's pretty cool. Okay, so put this back up here. Kind of lay it out here since my son's not helping me anymore. Hopefully I don't burn myself. There we go. There's our little guy. Our little blue Among Us. All right, and so after that we want to repress for 10 seconds or so. Repress for another 10 seconds, give or take. Obviously, the less time that poly can spend under heat, the better. All right, there's our 10 seconds. Pop guy up. There we go. Here's our little blue Among Us fella. Stretchy. If I could get him to stretch. There we go. Stretches all sorts of ways. 100% poly, printed. It has it's still hot. It has a slight texture to it, but certainly no more than, here's plasterol ink that I screen printed on this. Certainly no more than plasterol. All right. But there it is. I think it's got less of a feel than vinyl, and you can do a whole lot more with it than you can with vinyl. So, all right. Good luck, guys.